And now for something that affects us all. The question of who governs Second Life. Of course, there is Linden Labs, but they've only set a minimal amount of rules. So legislation is up to each and every sim owner. Our freelance contributor, Draxter Dupre, has filed this feature about grassroots democracy in Second Life.
Ask yourself this question. When have I last voted in any election? Have I engaged in my duty as a citizen of my country in a meaningful way? And who gets elected if I do not participate? In the 2000 presidential elections in the United States, for example, only 51% of the voting age population took the time to punch a hole in a card. Current Commander-in-Chief President Bush has very little support, but have all those Bush haters really exercised their basic democratic right? In contrast, the virtual cities of always foggy Neufreistadt and Roman-themed Colonia Nova have elected their representatives at a rate of almost 65%. The two sims belong to the Confederation of Democratic Simulators, or CDS. Michel Manin is member of the CARE Party and the nonprofit organization Credo. Recently, he was elected to the Representative Assembly, which meets every other Sunday evening at the Neufreistadt Rathaus.
I found CDS to be the only truly democratic community in Second Life. We have a written constitution and currently 4 political parties. One of them center-right, one of them center-left, and 2 specifically created for the Second Life environment.
As secretive governments become commonplace in real life, the cities Neufreistadt and Colonia Nova keep institutions transparent and public.
In Second Life, estate managers are also owners of the land and therefore can act really like a monarch. What happens in the Confederation of Democratic Simulators is that the manager is appointed by the Representative Assembly, elected directly by the people, and the estate manager will do exactly what the Representative Assembly tells him or her to do.
This openness has benefited the cultural sector. The Museum of Contemporary Art, or MoCA, in Neufreistadt has just hosted a grand opening, attended by SL celebrities Gwyneth Llewellyn and artist Dave Attenborough, among many others. Delia Lake is the curator of the museum. The vacant MoCA irritated her for months before she decided it would be her role to take the initiative.
The arts are important to a community, so having the empty building bothered me on that level too. In order to have a democracy, you have to have a community. We've drawn a number of people to the sim who hadn't been there before. And as importantly, many of the people who are residents have showed up and are enjoying being in the sim and talking to each other.
While community thrives in CDS, many citizens still feel that not a whole lot of decisions are left to them. The controversial adding of voice for chat by SL's corporate parents, Linden Lab, is one of them. Clearly, Linden Lab needs to make money for investors, so many choices concerning SL will be made within the corporation. But critics like Topgenosse Brouwer say the Lindens should relinquish more control over the world they once created. Brouwer lives in Neufreistadt and champions virtual self-determination. He says that citizens will remain unhappy about Linden's god powers. He suggests that the CDS should look for more open-source competitors to SL, even though switching to another platform might be nearly impossible at this point. Playing democracy is everyday life in CDS, but just like in the real world, big money from the private sector seems to gain influence. Politician Michel Manin is also a prominent developer, currently putting the finishing touches on his newest project, the Emporium Romani Superstore. For Life4U News, I'm Draxter Dupre.
Thanks, Draxter, for that great contribution. We'll be following the developments very closely. And we'll be right back after this short break.
For you, it's fashion. For us, it's profession. Blaze, the #1 spot for designer clothing in SL.
Come Blaze and buy clothes. You're gonna look like a mighty hoe. Yeah, everybody wearing Blaze. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, Blaze. Suck it to me, suck it to me. Axl Rose, singing for Blaze.
Everyone was looking for her. Everyone wanted to get that exclusive interview. Because Natalia Zelmanov is the first Miss SL. But then, of course, She couldn't resist the charms of our dashing reporter, Larry Kungler. Well, at least that's what he said. Let's take a look.
It wasn't easy to convince the popular beauty to invite us into her home, so I appreciate this opportunity. This is where the multi-talented Natalia spends almost 10 hours a day. She explores the virtual world and writes about it in her internet diary, where she has many tips for avatars. Miss SL can do much more. Do you want to see how I design? She asks, and brings me to her skirt generator. This is also where she does her photography, shoots her clips, and does her tutorials. With her agile fingers, she creates a skirt using a skirt panel. A quick fitting, and bang, it's ready. How about a belt to match? That goes fast too. Even if we'll never win a prize for most original design, she smiles. Miss SL is a beauty with many talents. She designed all the clothing for the L'Oreal Face in Second Life competition, and she was also on the jury. Natalia Zelmanov herself looks great in every dress. Her favorite color is blue, and her most expensive piece is a $1 million bikini with 200 diamonds. Miss SL shows her best creations in her own shop, Sirena Fashions. There she has over 17,000 items, and every month there are over 2,000 new pieces added. Wow! And most of the outfits cost only 195 Linden dollars. It's too bad she doesn't have any men's clothing. She just doesn't have time for men or for parties. The lovely lady doesn't see herself as a superstar at all. I'm just a simple girl, she says with a smile. We quickly change locations. One of Natalia's favorite places is Seluna's Kisser, a mermaid grotto. She comes here often to relax and meet friends. You can't get to this exclusive place by teleporting, and if you want to look like Natalia, you've got to get the right outfit beforehand at the Mermaid Oasis. According to Natalia, this is pure relaxation. Seeing as there's very little space and mermaids are quite fast, Natalia invites me to the Cave Rua cave where she apologizes for pulling me underwater. Scuba divers use these spots all the time. There aren't any here at the moment, but there are sharks and octopi. They're harmless, explains Miss SL. She mentions that it's too bad that most people don't get to see some of the nicest places in SL. And what is Miss SL looking forward to personally? I hope Second Life continues to grow. It is a great place to live creative ideas. To me, Natalia is a true beauty, on the outside, but also on the inside.
Sounds like our so-called objective reporter has been bitten by the spring love bug, huh, Kira?
It looks that way, Christoph. What a week. I'm gonna go home and have some hot tea and lemon. This was Life for You. Join us next week. I'm Kira Singh.
And I'm Christoph Broom. I hope you're feeling better next week, Kira. And here's wishing you all a great Second Life. For information, comments, and suggestions, visit our website, www.lifeforyou.tv.